All right, family, welcome to the call. Another week, man. Time is flying. You're going to look up in 2020, going to be over with. Listen, February is already over. Canopreneur, do you hear me? February is already over. People are going to look up and say, man, it's already December 2020. And the emotions that you feel at the end of the year are going to be based on the work that you're putting in right now. The game that you're playing right now, are you playing at a high level? Because if you're not, it's going to reflect at the end of the year. What you say about 2021 is going to be based on what happened in 2020. Whatever you say about 2021 is going to be based on what happened in 2020. So are you trusting the process? Are you doing the work? Are you doing what's required to get the goal that you desire? Are you showing up every day? Are you giving it all? Are you leaving it all on what we used to say? Are you leaving it all on the field? Because at the end of the day, results always tell the truth. At the end of the day, results always tell the truth. You can lie about what you're doing. You can say, oh, I'm prospecting 5 to 10 people a day. You can say that, but results always tell the truth. You can say that I'm doing the events, but results always tell the truth. You can say that, man, I'm drowning myself with personal self-development for 2 hours a day, an hour a day. You can say that, but results always tell the truth. All right, because when you're really growing, results always follow. Right, when you're really growing, results always follow. And sometimes the results may not be where we expect to see the results at, but when you look at the grand scope of your life, you will see, man, I improved in this area. I improved in this area. I used to be crappy, with my patience, but now I'm more patient. I used to snap on people because I had an anger problem, but because I dived in so much personal self-development, I don't snap as much as I used to. It may not show up in the back office all the time, but you should see results in your life somewhere if you're really growing. Because when there's evidence of growth, results will always follow. So with this process that you're on right now, are you trusting it? Are you growing within it? Are you really trusting the process right now? I was talking to my son today. He's out of school. Obviously, it was President's Day, so we were talking, and he was telling me that, Dad, every day I wake up, I read the Bible, and so I hear what you say, but I trust, let me validate if you're really reading the Bible, or if you're just talking, and whatever the case may be. So we get to talking about what he's reading and whatnot, and so I asked him a question about something he was reading. But the question I asked him about, it was like maybe 4 or 5 pages ahead of where I was asking him to read in his little children's Bible. And so I kept saying, Adam, keep reading. And every time he would finish a page, or every time he would finish a part of the process, he would look up and say, Dad, I still don't see what you're talking about. Every time I would say, Adam, keep reading, it's there. And every time, without fail, he will always just look up and say, Dad, I still don't see it. And I said, Adam, you got to trust the process. So what happened was he kept reading, and then he got too far. He got past where I told him to go. He got past where I told him to be at. And so I said, Adam, you passed what I was talking about. So then he goes back. And what happened was, because he was rushing to figure out what story I was talking about in that particular text or whatever, he skipped right over what I told him to look at, because he was rushing. He wasn't trusting. He wasn't just reading. He wasn't just working until the results showed up. He wasn't just reading until the story jumped out of him at the page. He was working for something that was already there. He was rushing for something that was already there waiting on him. See, the story was already waiting on him. He didn't have to rush. He just had to keep reading. He didn't have to flip over the pages really fast to get to what I told him was already there. He just had to keep reading. See, y'all don't even feel me right now. Y'all don't feel me right now. If you picking up what I'm putting down, drop some fire in the chat box. If you picking up what I'm putting down, drop some fire in the chat box, because he was rushing for something that I told him was already there. He wasn't trusting the process. I'm like, Adam, if you keep reading, you will see it. And every time Adam would read, he would say, Dad, I still don't see it. Adam, keep reading. Dad, I still don't see it. Adam, trust the process. And then he said something. I said, Adam, wait a minute. You're supposed to be in like Genesis 47, 46. You're in like Exodus. You've read too far. And so then he goes back and he said, oh, Dad, the pages were stuck together. I said, Adam, see, that's what happens when you rush the process. How many blessings, how many gifts, how much stuff have you skipped over because you just want to trust in the process? And you was rushing the process. You was rushing to get a result done. You was rushing to make something happen. You was rushing to get somewhere where God was just going to take you to without you rushing. You just had to trust. Why are you rushing for money when it's already yours? Why are you rushing for the car when it's already yours? Why are you rushing for the marriage, the home, the chairman rank when it's already yours? But see, most of us, we get caught up rushing because we don't really trust. We don't really trust what comes out of our mouth when we say that the goal is done. So because we don't trust it, we just rush. See, Chrysler, the founder of Chrysler, I forgot his first name, but see, Chrysler, he didn't rush. See, Chrysler knew that he had to just go through the process if he was going to have $1 billion car company. See, when Chrysler started to do his whole car deal, he trusted the process. He saw somebody that was winning for the Model T car, and he went and bought a car. He went and bought the Model T car. So he invested in this brand. He invested into himself. He bought the car. But see, he only bought the car to tear it down and build it back up 100 times. That's how we have Chrysler today. Listen to me. Chrysler knew that he wanted $1 billion corporation. So he had to go model the best that was there at the time, which was Ford and the Model T. So he went and bought a Model T, broke it down to rebuild it 100+ times. Can you imagine how much work he had to put in? Can you imagine how many fingers he hurt and how much sweat and how much time? And I'm assuming that he went through the winter. It was cold. They didn't have technology. They didn't have the type of heat that we have today. So I'm assuming it was cold. I'm assuming that he was doing this in the heat when it was hot and he was sweating. And, you know, his wife or his kids needed him to do stuff, but he was so trusting the process. He was trusting this end result. They just kept building his car 100 times. I'm sure that people was looking at him like he was crazy, saying, man, you're going to keep reading. Because at this time, he had never done this before. He had never done this before. So he had to keep trusting the process. He had to keep following the steps. He had to keep following the system, following the roadmap that was already laid out by somebody who had what he wanted. And now, boom, we got Chrysler today. Somebody on the car probably got a Chrysler 300 today based on what Chrysler was doing years ago, before the Chrysler 300 was even thought of. He was trusting the process. What does trust mean? Trust means it's a firm belief in the reliability. Listen to me. It's a firm belief in the reliability, the truth, or the ability or the strength of someone or something. Trust, firm belief in the reliability, the truth, the ability, or the strength of something or someone. Process, a series of actions or steps to achieve a particular end. A series of actions or steps to achieve a particular end. See, the word particular, that means it's different. It's set apart from everybody else's end. See, your end won't look like my end. Your process won't look like Martez's process. Your process won't look like Brittany Burrell's process. And where we go wrong at, we start comparing our process to somebody else's process when everybody's process has a different particular end. You know, how long did Brittany Burrell study trading? 6 months. Oh, so I'm gonna go study 6 months too. 6 months go by, you still don't have the results that Brittany Burrell got. Are you gonna quit or are you gonna keep going? You know, how long did it take Riyadh to go chairman? 5 months. But if you don't go chairman in 5 months, do you quit or do you keep going? You know, JVL hit chairman at 19. I'm 17 now. What happens if I don't hit chairman in 2 years at 19? Do I quit or do I keep going? See, process, trust the process, trust a firm belief in the reliability, the truth, or the ability or the strength of something or someone. Process, a series of actions or steps to achieve a particular end. Here's the deal, family. Everything goes through process, right? Everything goes through process because there has to be preparation. Everything goes through process because there has to be preparation. But here's the deal. God never prepares without a purpose. You will never be prepared for something without purpose. Nothing is ever prepared without purpose. I just ordered some stuff today off the internet and it immediately said processing. Why? Because they had to prepare my order to be shipped. There's always going to be a process. There's always going to be a process. And God never prepares without a purpose because, again, the process is for the purpose. You get prepared in the process. And when he's preparing you, or the type of process that he uses to prepare you is an indication of what you're being prepared for. So if you have a hard process, man, that means something must be good on the other side. If your process is easy, then what's good on the other side may not be that good. And I can prove it to you. See around the holidays, we got Thanksgiving, we got Christmas, we got all these different holidays that we celebrate. We got great food that's in the mix. All right, it's great food in the mix. But see, here's the deal. See, before grandma feeds us the ham, before grandma feeds us the turkey, before Mom Dukes feeds us the cake, it has to go through a process of preparation. I need you to follow me. It has to go through a process of preparation. See, the ham and the turkey only taste so good because it marinated, it sat overnight. That's the only reason it's so good, because sometimes it may sit for 2 nights. Sit, marinate, process. And then when we taste it, we're like, dang, man, that's really, really good. The process took a little longer. But when we put those Hot Pockets in the microwave for 1 minute and 30 seconds, now it comes out fast, but it's not as good as the turkey. It's not as good as the ham. It's not as good as the cake. Why? Because the process of a Hot Pocket only took 1 minute and 30 seconds. But the process of turkey, ham, dressing, all that stuff, that was a process where the juices, where all the mixtures had to marinate overnight, over time, process. See, it takes 6 months to build a Rolls Royce, but it only takes 18 hours to build a Toyota Camry. Process. It takes 6 months to build a Rolls Royce brand new. That's specially made. If you want to get your custom Rolls Royce built, you want to pick the style and all, guess what? 6 months. But if you go to Toyota and you say, yo, I need that Toyota Camry, I just need some red seats. Listen, they'll spice you up and the car be back to you within the day. But see, that leather won't feel the same as that Rolls Royce. Why? Because the process of making those Rolls Royce seats, they're handmade, they're hand stitched. So it's a different feel, it's a different type of sweat equity that went into those Rolls Royce seats. See, it wasn't machine made, it was handmade. That means it took a little more time. Process. See, everything has to go through a process. And the process, the tenacity or the intensity of the process, the time that is taken in the process, that lets you know what's on the other side of the process. See, a lot of people think that the process is meant to, make you fold, make you, want to give up. Oh man, my auto ship keep coming. I don't have 2 customers yet. Or I've been in the business 6 months, I'm not a platinum 150 yet. Everybody's process is different. But see, if you look at your action, you look at your activity, does my activity reflect that I've been in the business for 6 months? Or does my activity reflect that I've been in and out of the business for 6 months? There's a big difference. See, there's a big difference between being engaged for 6 months and being in and out for 6 months. See, most people are in and out the business for 6 months. And it's not what you do, how can I phrase it? It's not how long you spend in the company. It's about how much time you're putting in, how much work you're putting in the hours, in the time, in the months that you spend in the company. Very big difference. Very, very big difference. But see, the process, it helps you realize all this, because sometimes the process can birth pain. Sometimes pain comes in the process. But see, pain does two things for you. Pain births purpose, and pain also makes you search. That's what pain does. Pain births purpose, and pain makes you search. See, when you're going through pain in this business, it gives you a real purpose, or if you have a vision, if you have a why, it gives you a purpose to want to fulfill this vision, this why. If you come in with purpose, if you know what you already want to do, guess what it helps you do? It helps you search. It helps you seek out the information, the mentors, the coaching, the books, the audios, everything that you need. That's what pain does. Because when I'm feeling good, I don't search as hard. When everything is all good, I don't search as hard. When I'm winning, I don't search as hard. Oh, but when I'm going through some pain, when I'm at the bottom, when things are rocky, when things are ugly, guess what I start doing? I start searching. How do I get out of this situation? How do I get out of this mess? What information do I need to get to the next level? Because I need my paradigm shifted. Because I understand that results are only the results because of the proof of my paradigm, where my paradigm is sitting at. And it doesn't matter how hard I work in the physical world, but until the inner world changes, my results will always stay the same. That's what process helps you realize. That's what process helps you realize. But see, most people have a bad perspective about process. And because your perspective is off about process, your work ethic is off in the process. Because perspective always drives performance. So if my performance is off, that means my perspective is off. You got to understand that the process is not meant to destroy you. It's not meant to keep the dream inside of you. The process is to push the dream, the pain. See, thank you, God. See, it takes pain to birth the baby. It takes pain to birth the baby. And the process produces pain so you can push the baby out of you. See, what you're carrying, that baby, what you're impregnated with, that vision, see, right now it's inside of you. And it's going to be until pain comes that pain can push what's inside of you outside of you. So what's on the inside can show on the outside. What you've been impressing on your mind can express into the physical world. But it takes pain to do that, because pain will make you search. Pain births purpose, and pain also pushes the baby out of you. See, when you're going through the process, there's going to be some pain. There's going to be some pain. But see, the pain, again, family, is to push purpose out. It's to push the vision out. It's to push the dream that you're carrying out. The process is meant to strip away everything that's not profitable inside of you right now. See, a lot of us on the call, we have habits that are not profitable. We hang around people that are not profitable. We do things on a day-to-day basis that are not profitable. Every single day, start auditing what you're doing. Start auditing your situation, saying, man, is this profitable? Is this action profitable? Is what I'm doing profitable? Is the people that I'm hanging with profitable? Because the process is to, again, drive what's not profitable away from you. But see, that only happens when you make a decision. That only happens when you make a decision. Come hell or high water, my particular end, my vision, my goal is going to come to pass. But a decision has to be made. What I love about the word decision, the root word is scission. Scission means to cut. That means some people, some things, some habits have to be cut away for your decision to really take root, for your decision to really, really manifest. That's what the process does. That's what the process does. See, the process is meant to test you. That's what the process does. See, it's meant to test you. See, it took 14 years for David to become king. Ah, man, it took 14 years for David to become king. See, David was anointed. See, we've all heard the story of David and Goliath, and all he had was a slingshot and all of that. I can go on and on about that. But what I want you to get from this point is the fact that David was anointed when he was a kid, when he was like 12, 13, 14 years old. He didn't become a king until his 30s. It took like 13 or 14 years for him to become a king. There was a process from 14 to 30. From 12 to 30, whatever the age was when he was anointed to be king, there was a process. See, it took 13 years for Joseph to become second in command of Egypt. It took 13 years, right? So some of us know the story. Joseph had a dream. His brothers sold him into slavery because of his dream. He had a dream. He had a vision. And his brothers sold him into slavery, or they thought what they were doing was selling him into slavery. He was lied on. He was ridiculed. Somebody lied and said that he raped her, that he sexually assaulted her. Boom, put in prison. A slave for 13 years. And then he finally became the king. And the dream that he got when he was a kid hinted at that he will become the king. $13 years, 14 years. It took Michael Jordan, like, I think 6 years to win a ring. It took LeBron like 8, 9 years to win a ring. I think it took like Kobe like 4 years to win a ring. There's a process, family. There's a process. But see, what I know about David, what I know about Joseph, was the fact that God used everything to just test their character. Listen, he used everything to test their character. That's what the process really boils down to. That's what the process really boils down to. Your character, who you are as a person. See, when you get the money, when you get the wealth, how would you manage it? When you get the resources, how would you manage the resources? Will you get the resources and become a resource to somebody else? Will you get the resource and become a resource? Or will it just be about you? And see, that's what the process does. See, the process takes away all habits, all things that are inside of us, all traits that are not profitable. The trait of being greedy, the trait of being selfish, the trait of being arrogant or conceited. See, all that goes away when you're going through the process the right way. It all fades when you're going through the process the right way. Because that's what happened to Joseph. Joseph had to go through all of this. So when he came out of process, when he became second in command, his heart would be in the right place. So when the same brothers who sold him into slavery came back and needed assistance, he had the heart posture to help them. Process. See, David, heart posture, process, going through the process. Had to have his heart in the right place. So when the same king that he was trying to help turned and tried to kill him, he wouldn't rebel and try to kill him. He just held it down. He just took it. He had the humility, and he had enough humility to just go through the process to understand that God had his back. Because let's go back to trust the process. Firm belief in the reliability, the truth, or the ability or strength of someone or something. My first question for you, do you think God is reliable? Because that's what trust means. Firm belief in the reliability. Do you think God's reliable? See, a lot of people are questioning, like, man, why did Kobe Bryant die? Why did Kobe Bryant have to die? Why did he have to go the way that he went out? My question for you is, why do you still have breath? Why are you still here? Why? Why are you still here? It's only because of the reliability of God. The truth, firm belief in the reliability, the truth. Can God lie? Mm-mm. He's not a man. He's not a human. He can't lie. He's perfect. Can't lie. Ability. Can we trust his ability? Well, created the world 6 days. Everything was created. The strength. It says that the name of God, the name of the Lord is a strong tower. So the strength, trust. So in terms of the definition, firm belief in the reliability, the truth, ability, or strength of something or someone. I mean, that's a check mark. Process, a series of actions or steps to achieve a particular end. See, process, again, what we're going through right now at this moment is just an indicator of what God is really, really preparing us for, the vision that he really, really wants to get through us, through this particular platform. That's what's amazing. It's all through this particular platform. But if you ain't trusting the process, because you got to understand this, no matter how good or bad your process looks, whatever God allows, he'll use. Y'all don't feel me? Whatever he allows, he'll use. Don't matter what it is, he'll use it. Wonder how I know? Because the text says all things, not some things, all things. All things work together for my good. So whatever he allows, he'll use. So no matter what it looked like, if he allowed it, he'll use it. No matter how bad it is, if he allowed it, he'll use it. No matter what the situation or how it came about, if he allowed it to get to you, he will use it. And if he allowed it to get to you, that means you're qualified to overcome it. That's the only reason it got to you, because you're qualified to overcome it, and he's going to use it. So how do I know if I'm trusting the process or if I'm trusting the test? Because remember, like I just told you, Joseph and David went through what they went through because God had to test them. And that's not even something that I just thought about or something that you can clearly see from the text. That's written plain in the Bible. Until the time came to fulfill his dream, God tested Joseph's character. So until the time comes to fulfill your dream, your character has to be tested. Because it says until the time came to fulfill it. That means it's not an if it's going to be fulfilled. That's not the debate. It's not if it's going to be fulfilled. No, until the time came for it to be fulfilled. So all the way until the time of the manifestation, you have to be tested. So how do I know though? How do I really know if I'm trusting the process? Well, lucky for you, I got 4 quick points on how to know if you're trusting the process. The first way to know if you're trusting the process is acknowledging God in everything that you do. What do I mean by that? I mean gratitude. Because again, like I just said, no matter how bad a situation looks, it's still working for your good. No matter who leaves, no matter who joins, no matter how many accounts you blow, it's still working for your good. Why? Because it's building my character. See, fast success builds ego, slow success builds character, process, preparation. The bigger the dream, the bigger the test. My pops just laid that on us yesterday. The bigger the dream, the bigger the test. So you acknowledge in your gratitude, I'm thankful. Every single day, get into a habit of practicing gratitude every day. No matter what the situation is, you gotta shift your paradigm from lack to abundance. You got to shift your paradigm from, man, I'm in this bad situation, and shift it to say, man, I'm in this bad situation, but I'm so grateful that God is in this bad situation with me. Draw near to God and he'll draw near to you. Draw near to God, he'll draw near to you, right? Draw near to God and he'll draw near to you. Here's the deal. Your purpose is connected to your proximity to the person who predestined it. Your purpose is connected to the proximity of the person who predestined it. Predestined it. That means it's already there. But the manifestation is going to be based on your proximity to the person who predestined it. How do you get close to the person who predestined it? Gratitude. You draw near to God through your gratitude, he draws near to you. Now you're connected. Now your proximity is close to the person who already has the package shipped for you. So that's the first way to know if you're trusting the process. Because I'm trusting the process, that means I'm grateful for what I'm going through. I'm grateful. No matter what it looks like, I'm still grateful. And because I'm grateful, because gratitude is the only thing that's in my heart. The second way to know that I'm trusting my process is controlling the words that are coming out of my mouth. That's how I really know, because it baffles me when I talk to somebody and they tell me what their goals are, and we get to talking about their goals, and then they say, well, but this is going on right now. But I just had a few people, leave the organization, but nobody's joining. But right now we don't have any momentum. See, every time you speak that, you create that. Your words carry weight. That's why I got to use them well. Your words carry weight. That's why you have to use them well. Your words always create your world. So the world that you live in today was created based on the words that were coming out of your mouth in the past. Yup. You got to control your words, because what you say flows from what's in your heart. So if my heart is filled with gratitude, then my words should reflect what my heart is already filled with. But see, if my heart is filled with fear, if my heart is filled with, the negative effects of what's happening in the business, man, thank you. See, God is so good. See, the word effect, you can't have an effect without a cause. So the negative effects happen because of something. Could it be your words? Could it be your words? See, your words got the power to change the atmosphere. Your words have the power to create an atmosphere, because when you was created by the Creator, he put all creativity inside of you because he put himself inside of you. So that means you have the ability to create like the Creator. And he created with his words. Moving on. What's the third way to know if I'm trusting the process? I'm making constant improvements. I'm making constant improvements. Constant. This means it's happening every day. Every day I'm making constant improvements. Here's what most people do. Most people want to be seen without getting better. Most people want to be seen without getting better. See, they want to be on a Platinum 1000 flyer or be on the chairman flyer, but they don't want to put in the work that it takes to go Platinum 1000, and they don't want to put in the work that it takes to go chairman. They don't want to put the grind in, watching videos, getting better, taking notes, being a student, writing David's words down, verbatim. Every word that he says, I'm gonna just write it down because I don't know how to present yet and I need to learn how to present yet. So let me model success, because if I'm not modeling success, that means I'm duplicating habits of the poor. So if I'm not modeling David, that means I'm duplicating habits of the poor people that I've been around. Poor not meaning broke, but poor meaning passing over opportunities repeatedly. David didn't pass over opportunity repeatedly. He's massively successful in the business. So let me go back and look at what he did and how he presented and learn how to present just like him and write down every single word. But see, you won't do that. Why? Because you're not obsessed with constant improvement. You just want to be seen. So you don't want to keep doing events and nobody shows up. And when they don't show up, you just still practice in front of the 2 people on your team that you invited out. And y'all bounce around and practice from hosting to doing the first half to doing the second half. You don't want to do that. You just want to be seen. You don't want to go on Instagram and prospect 5 to 10 people every single day. You don't want to do that. You just want to be seen. You don't really want to grind. You just want to make it look like you're grinding on Instagram. You don't even want to be on this call right now. But because you need to make it look like you're available, like you're present, like you're doing the work, you're going to post it on your Instagram. But you ain't done nothing in 2 weeks. Why? Because you're not obsessed with constant improvement. You just want to be seen. That's the world we live in today. People want to be seen without getting better. Here's a secret. If you get seen too early, if you get exposed too early, it can ruin the picture. If you get seen, if you get exposed too early, it'll ruin the picture. See, when I take a picture on a Polaroid, it has to go through a process. It got to go through the dark room. Y'all ain't tracking with me. It got to go through the dark room. And see, when it goes in the dark room, if we take the picture out of the dark room and expose it to light, to the public, to people too soon, the picture will become ruined. Why? Because we wanted to be seen. We wanted this picture to be seen without allowing time to work its course so that the picture can be developed. And see, when a picture goes into a dark room, the picture don't look like what it's going to look like when it's finished. But what happens to people is when they're going through their process, when they start the process, they don't look like what the end result is going to look like. But since they want to be seen on day 1, on day 12, on day 27, they start getting out there and trying to be seen too fast. They don't want to sit down in obscurity. They don't want to be underground like the bamboo tree. They don't want to be ducked off in privates. They just want to be seen because they're so insecure about what other people are thinking. They don't want to be seen. They can't go through they can't be underground like the seed. Babe, bring my charger to the laptop, please. Never mind, I got it right here. I got it. The microphone getting too hot. It's burning the battery right now. They just want to be seen, family. They want to get out of process too fast to be seen. They want to be on the flyers without being obsessed with constant improvements. They want to get on a platform without working in private every single day, hours in personal self-development, hours practicing a presentation. Letting time work its course. They just want to be seen. But see, if you get exposed too fast, you don't allow the dark room, you don't allow obscurity to work out all the negatives. See, when the picture goes into the dark room, the picture has negatives. But over the course of time, as it sits in the dark room, the process, away from some sunlight, ducked in obscurity, can work out all the negatives. And when the picture comes out of the dark room, it looks a lot better than it went in. Y'all not feeling me right now. Y'all not feeling me right now, man. You're not feeling me. See, when the picture, man, see, we spoiled now because we got iPhones. See, I just watched the movie Photograph. That's where the whole revelation came from. I just watched the movie Photograph on Valentine's Day, and I forgot who was the photographer, but they had this dark room, and the pictures had to be in the dark room. And if you take the pictures out of the dark room too fast, the negatives can't get worked out. If you try to be seen too fast, your negatives get exposed too quickly, and the people that you want to join your business, they don't join because they really don't believe you. But man, when you go through that process and you sit in that process, you allow time to work its course in that process. You stay focused in the process. You don't try to rush to get to a platform and get to the stage or get on the flyer. You just get obsessed with getting better every single day, because constant improvement means automatic exposure. Constant improvement means automatic exposure. You get better, you will get seen. Your gifts get better, you will be seen. A man's gifts make room for him and put him in the presence of great men. But you obsessed with being seen. You see everybody buying drip, so you just want to do it to buy the drip. You don't want to get better. You see people buying cars, you don't want to get obsessed with improvement. You just want to buy you a car, but you don't want to get better. Whew. Man. So how do I know if I'm trusting the process? I'm showing gratitude. I'm acknowledging God in everything, every small thing, every big thing. Because here's the deal. When the children of Israel was going through the process from bondage, from slavery to the promised land, guess what God was doing? He was showing up. He was giving miracle after miracle. He was sending them food. He was getting them water from a rock. He was parting the Red Sea. He was doing all that. But you know what they failed to do? Acknowledge God in everything. That's what they failed to do. And their words were off. Their language was off because their heart was filled with doubt and their heart was filled with hatred. And so because their words was off, they said that, hey, we look like grasshoppers. We don't think we can defeat these people that you already said we can defeat. So because of that, millions of people died and did not walk into what was already prepared, predestined for them, because they didn't acknowledge God and their words were off. What was flowing out of their heart was off. Man, what's the fourth way? What I don't even. Yeah, let me get off this call, because y'all not feeling me right now. What's the fourth way to know if I'm trusting the process? I'm trusting this test. I'm doing the work. I'm doing the work. I'm showing the plan. I'm prospecting. I'm developing. I'm not just sitting on my hands waiting for something to happen. I'm doing the work. If I want to be a trader, guess what I'm doing? I'm trading. I'm pressing buy and I'm pressing sell. That's what I'm doing. It don't matter how many charts I mark. Until I press buy, until I press sell, nothing matters. Until I get production in my back office, nothing matters. I have to do the work. I have to get results. That's how I know if I'm really trusting the process. Now, here's the key. I'm not forcing results and I'm not mad at the results that I'm getting. I'm not forcing the results and I'm not mad at the results I'm getting, because I'm grateful about the results that I'm getting, because there was a point in time in my life where I wasn't getting no results at all. See, when you have proper perspective, that gives you peace. Proper thinking and proper perspective leads to peace. But see, when your perspective is off and when your thinking is off, you think the results that you're getting are just bad. You think you just suck. But if you find gratitude in every single situation, Boom. The results start getting better. When gratitude is filling your heart, your words change. When gratitude is filling your heart and your words start changing, you're focused on getting better. You're focused on making constant improvements. And because all of that is happening, you're doing the work with a grateful heart, knowing, listen to me, knowing that is already done. Knowing that is already done. When you know, that's when you've really won. But see, most of us on the line, we don't know. Because we say words like, I don't know. But when you know, you just know. You don't got to know, but you still know. I don't know where these 20 chairmen coming from. I just know they coming. I don't know who they going to, I just know they're going to manifest. Why? Because that's what I see every single day. That's what I'm speaking every single day. I got a $5 million bill on my bathroom sink. So it has to be 20 chairmen. The vision cannot lie. I know that God supplied the vision. I just got to supply the faith. And I know that until he manifests the vision, he's going to be working on my character until it manifests. Until the time came to fulfill Joseph's dream, God tested Joseph's character. So I know that I'm always going to be in process. Every time I want something new, there's going to be a process to get something new. See, after 20 chairmen happen, it's going to be another process for another X amount of chairmen. It's going to be a process of me being a father. It's going to be a process of me being a husband. It's going to be a process of me being a leader, a friend, a businessman. It's a process in every undertaking that you do. But when you have gratitude in the process, you're acknowledging God in the process, you're controlling your words in the process, you're making constant improvements in the process, and you're doing the work in the process, doing the work, not rushing, but knowing that it's already done. It has no choice but to manifest. It has no choice but to manifest. So guys, I'm excited about life. We're in a supernatural state. And I'm telling you, it's only going to be through your faith that you unlock the supernatural. It's only going to be through your faith that you see a harvest. But you got to keep going to see a harvest. You only see a harvest when you keep going, you don't quit. The way that you can guarantee your failure is by not quitting. The way that you guarantee success is by going and going and going and going and going and going and going. You can never lose, family, if you find a way to just stay in the fight. You can never lose if you find a way to stay in the fight. Here's the secret to that. The fight, the battle is already won. You just got to stay in it for its fulfillment. So that being said, I love you all. I'll see you at the beaches and the banks. I pray that you got value from the call tonight. And it's something that you can take and apply to your life, not just something to listen to and look cool and take notes and say, oh boy, you're preaching. It's not what it's for. It's for you to take something from it, apply it, and then teach it to somebody else. And let's keep the cycle going. I love you all. Let's have an amazing week. Everybody in Atlanta, I'll see you at the event tomorrow. And everybody else, I'll see you on the internet. Love you all.